night host. How are you all doing this fantastic Friday night, early Saturday morning? Me, I am absolutely fabulous, and it's my hopes that you too are having a fabulous night. Well, morning. Yeah, 1,000. I know it's a little late. I've been trying to get things done. Okay, I've been doing a lot of research. I've been working on a couple of channels today. In fact, I've worked on 3 channels today. All of them got busy today or is still getting busy because as you can see, we're still burning that midnight oil, okay? And if this is your first time chiming into this channel, we ask that you watch the channel, share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Yeah, we got a couple of things, to talk about tonight. We don't know how long this live is going to go, but we're going to go until we are out of gas. All gas, no brakes here tonight, okay? How are you all enjoying this weather here in the Midwest, in the big windy city of Chicago? I know y'all still up out there. It's Friday night. You know, y'all smoking on some bees, or you're having some adult drinks. You know, you're probably putting those stimulants up your nose or doing those other bad things that, sometimes we shouldn't do. We've all done some bad things, okay? That we should not have done, okay? So we're not judging anybody. The point is that you're still up. Whether you're watching Netflix, HBO, Cinemax, Roku, you're watching something. And it is my hopes that you are watching this channel. Anybody out there in the chat room? Yeah, for those that's out there already, I want to say thank you for tuning in because you could have been doing something else with someone else, or you could have been just by yourself, Sometimes we can get busy by our own selves. In fact, that may be the best time that we have is alone with ourselves. You must remember that isolation is required for greatness. 1,000. That's right. That's right. Isolation, solitude is great if you want to advance, okay? If you want to advance. Anybody that you know that has advanced, they spent a lot of time to themselves. When we were back in school, we used to call them nerds because they really didn't hang out with us. They really didn't go anywhere. But damn, they knew them academics, didn't they? When it came to test time, we was right there trying to look at their paper. Y'all know exactly who and what I'm talking about and how it went down in school, especially when you didn't study for that spelling bee, spelling test, math test, history test, any kind of test. Hell, some people dropped out. I'm just saying. Yeah, but before we get started here, you all, do you all grocery shop at a shopping store called Myers? Yeah, Myers. Meijer. Yeah. Known in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and Michigan, and Wisconsin. 6 states, okay, that they're really known in, and they're really known in these states right now at this present moment for a very specific reason, and that is water contamination. Water contamination. Now, according to the reports, they say that some black substance material is floating around in the bottles of water. This is distilled water, okay? Distilled water. So if you brought some distilled waters from Myers that has a use before date of October 4th, 2026, you just may want to return those bottles of water and most definitely look and search for them to have black substance material in them. Okay. Save your life. To be aware is to be alive. Okay. Who we got? Joppy Catalan, 2648. Hey, how you doing there? What's going on, Joppy? Shouts out to Joppy in the building. That's right. Subscribe, like and share. If you haven't subscribed already, we don't know what you're waiting on, okay? Subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. Is that Leah? Liaa? Yeah, 100. Yeah. Hey, that's 100. It would be great if you can send me a 100 and a super thanks or a super chat. And you can also support this channel with memberships. We have gold memberships and we have silver memberships. That's if you're feeling generous enough to donate to the cause. But the best way that you can support this channel at this time right now is by pressing the subscribe button. And by the way, we're working to get 7,500 subscribers. Yes. So let's make sure, and you make sure, that you are a part of this journey in which we are going upward. Going upward. That's right. Higher vibrations. And it wouldn't be a bad thing for you to participate in this journey with us. Yes. So we thank you and we tip our hat to you. Okay. Hey, what's going on? Am I gay? Come on. Did you all read that in the comment section like I'm reading it? They asked me a question, am I gay? Leah, are you one of those antagonizers? You know. Maybe you should go hang around ICE somewhere, okay? Seeing that you want to antagonize, you know, get yourself over to Minnesota. They'll love to have you there, okay? Maybe you'll end up like Renee, seeing that you want to be an antagonizer, okay? We're not going to give you no energy. But however, we do thank you for being here, okay? 100. Don't hate. Participate. Why are you asking me all of these old crazy questions? Everybody in the chat room know that M.O. is not G-A-Y, okay? I like the Punani. Yeah, we like to box around this way, okay? Yeah. Go get some Burger King. Man, I don't get Burger King, man. Huh? That's horse meat. Now, I'm not saying that horse meat is bad. Maybe you like horse meat, you know. And if you don't like horse meat, you know, seeing that you like Burger King, maybe you can go kill yourself with the fast food service that they have over there at McDonald's, okay? We don't do Burger King over here. We are not like Boosie. Yeah, the rapper Boosie, who was pulling up in Burger King in that flat whip with a whole pocket of cash. Man, please, man. Burger King, I understand, you know, if your cash is low, but Boosie cash ain't low like that. We got to go to Burger King. But, you know, well, sometimes you may want to kill yourself or have one of those Whopper meals for a snack that you haven't had in a while. I know how I go now. I know how I go. I used to eat Burger King back in the day, especially when I used to work at the shoe shop. Yeah, I used to work at Irene's shoe shop right on Chicago Avenue between Lamont and Laverne. And this is back in 1977, 78, and 79. I was like, what, 10 years old when I started working there. Yeah, I've been working since the age of 10. Damn, I'm tired of working, aren't you? Yeah, 10 years old. Brought my first Huffy 10-speed bicycle. Yeah, working at that shoe shop. Learned a lot of things, and if you didn't come to us, you went to Shine King over here on Madison and Pulaski. Shouts out to Brian, okay? Brian was the guy who worked at Shine King that came and helped Irene Shoe Shop where I worked at on the weekends because I was a shorty. And there were some things I couldn't work on those machines like that, okay? But anyway, shouts out to Miss Irene as well for giving me an opportunity. Okay, but now we got through this Myers water situation. We hope that you turn your water in, okay? And if you're here in Illinois, they're giving you the warning right now about those real IDs, okay? The state of Illinois is warning the citizens of Illinois about getting that real ID. So if you want to do some domestic flight traveling, you're going to need that real ID or a passport. Just go on and get the thing, man. Okay. What you waiting for? Or do you expect to do some domestic flying? If you don't expect to do some domestic flying, well, I guess it don't apply. If you like to drive, train it, or bus it, that's good. They're not requiring it. However, if you're trying to fly here, you're going to need that real ID. Trust me. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, Burger King, you can have it your way, but it ain't my way. Burger King it's like a no way. I don't do the Burger King, but I understand. I've gotten hungry sometime in the middle of the night, especially when I'm on here the west side of Chicago, and I go over here on North Avenue in Sacramento, or if I go on on Diversey and Costner. I know what those late night snacks can do for you now. I know what the late night snacks can do for you, okay? But lately, no, we're talking about years. This is back in the day. And Burger King food don't taste the same no more. I think the best thing that they had back in the day was the Whaler sandwich, okay? Do y'all remember those big Whaler sandwiches that they used to get? Nah, not that way no more. No. And they don't even use, like I say, beef no more. They use horse meat for their patties. And this is what Burger King said. I'm not pulling it out my backside, nor am I trying to downplay Burger King. No. Burger King been around forever. Hell, Burger King kept me fed when I was a shorty. Because when I used to get off work over there from Miss Irene Shoe Shop on a Friday, I'm going to Burger King because I just got paid. I was a shorty. Chicken sandwich, please. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And like I said, make sure you press that subscribe button, hit the notification bell and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on YOUTUBE. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Moving right along to some crime here. Because we can't talk about Chicago and you don't mention crime. This is the city of gangsters, okay? Yeah. Crime never stops. We never get a day's break, okay? Never. Especially with a robbery, Somebody's always getting robbed and somebody always getting shot and killed. Every day in the city. A prime example of this would be Cornelius Bates, who's a 42-year-old man who robbed a 44-year-old man downtown on the 300 block of Michigan Avenue. An hour later, they caught him in Calumet City. They got him. They got him for not only robbery, they got him for assault and battery. He was doing court today. Friday, yes, you know how I go. Yeah. So we don't know what happened to the man yet, okay? But this is one thing that you have to be aware of in Chicago, and that's robberies. All of these tourists that's coming here, I don't think that they really want to come here. Well, right now, it's cold anyway, okay? It is super cold out there, especially if you're downtown. It's the Kingfish. Shut up, Okay, oh, we got the antagonizer. We're not going to do that. What's up? Ninja. Okay, what's up? I'm not giving you none. So stop. I tell you what you can do, though. Versus being an antagonizer, you can smash the subscribe button. Yeah, don't hate. Participate. You're here in the chat room. You might as well be of a positive energy. You know what I'm saying? You can be of a positive energy. Don't be one of those bozos. We don't need bozos. This is not the trash section of YouTube. No, go on one of those trash sections of YouTube and you be provocative over there, okay? We don't like provocateurs over here, but this is a free country, so you can be where you want to be, especially in the world of media. But like I said, we thank you for being here, okay? Kingfish is LaFoy Hughes out of Detroit. What's going on? Shouts out to Bill Desmet. Shouts out to Bill Desmet. Okay. 48212 Detroit. That's what it is. Now, I hope you all you in Detroit, okay. But hopefully, like I said, you take your water back to Myers if you did get some from there. They are Michigan-based. Yeah, Myers is a Michigan-based grocery store, okay? So if you know some relatives, friends, or family members or co-workers who got that water, make sure that you give them the information that I just gave you. Pass it along. Yeah. Each one teach one. We highly appreciate that. Now, with this Cornelius Bates dude who just committed this robbery and assault and battery charge, he may get a break, but not this quick. And why do I say he may get a break, but not this quick? Is because Governor Pritzker just signed the Clean Slate Act into effect. In Illinois, the Clean Slate Act, which means if you're a criminal, that's another topic we'll get into. But if you are a criminal or have a criminal record, the Clean Slate Act just may give you an opportunity to get back on your feet, because it will clear you for housing, it will clear you for education, it will clear you for employment. And according to Governor Pritzker here, he said that 2 million people are eligible, and law enforcement agencies here in Illinois will automatically seal records every 6 months. Those records that are eligible to be slated clean. If you are one of those people, go check it out. Check out the Clean Slate Act and see if your offense goes under that new law that goes into effect this year. Everybody needs a second chance. Sometimes some people need a third chance. After that, I don't know. Hey, if you're out there doing drugs, that's a different thing. But seeing that Donald Trump is not funding drug and alcohol programs any longer, you just may have to stand on your own 2 feet. Yeah, get it together. Not unless you want to go to prison. And seeing that it's cold right now, you have a lot of people out here in Chicago that is committing crimes just so that they can have some heat in a jail cell. With some food, 3 meals a day, they may bust a window or something, Nothing serious. I mean, you got some people here in Chicago that's just like that. And every time they commit the offense, The judge already know why they're there, because it's winter time. Give them 30 days. See you next year. Yeah, it's people out here like that. Are they like that where you reside at in the city and state? Huh? I just figure, well, where there's poverty, there's people who, they're in dire straits, and they'll do anything just to have a bed and a meal, even if it's just for a month, a misdemeanor charges, Uh-huh. Who we got here? Kroger water is better than Flint water. I respect you on Minnesota. I respect, hey, that's what it is. 100. We want to send shots out again to Bill Desmet, 3929. Because you could have been doing something else with someone else, okay? But you decided to stop by because we have a lot of things to say tonight, okay? Just like you had this man over here on the southwest side of Chicago on a 2100 block of South Pulaski. Now, for those of you who don't live in Chicago, if you want to Google the information, the shooting and death took place a block away from Pulaski and Cermak, okay? Shot him in the neck. Whew. Area 4 detectives are investigating. No one has been apprehended. Unlike the case with Cornelius Bates, who committed that robbery and assault on that 44-year-old man downtown. And like I said, for killing somebody, you most definitely not going to get a clean slate act. Record sealed. That's not going to happen. Got crime going on. Lots of crime. And I forgot something real quick. Before I brought you that Chicago news. In Pennsylvania, they're having a lot of problems in Pennsylvania, especially with an 11-year-old child, male child. The 11-year-old shot and killed his adopted father, okay? Because the kid was adopted back in 2018 by Julian and Douglas Dietz. And Douglas, age 42, did what? Did the unthinkable to the kid on his birthday. Now, they did not disclose the child's name because of age, so I can't tell you his name. But I can tell you that he went into the bedroom and told his mama that daddy's dead. Yeah, because he shot and killed his daddy. Damn. This here is in Duncannon, Pennsylvania. Duncannon, Pennsylvania. 11-year-old kid shot and killed his daddy because his daddy took away his Nintendo game switch. Ooh. Damn. Those Nintendo games are serious. Xbox 360, PS5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? Let this be a lesson to parents. This is how programmed our children are about their video games. This is sad. Now, I know that I've done stories on children killing their mama because their mama asked them to go get a job. I've did stories about, children killing their mother for taking a cell phone. But this kid goes and kills his daddy. His mother, Jillian, heard a noise. She heard the gunshot. She heard and smelled the smoke of the gunshot. And then see the kid comes into the bedroom and says, you know, Daddy's dead. Oh, damn. You took away the kid's game switch on his birthday. And why did his father take his game switch away? Because it was getting late and it was time for him to go to sleep. But the kid like, man, skip that. It's my birthday, dude, you know? Do you think your child will do that to you? If your child does something bad, like this kid didn't do initially, he just wanted to stay up a little later on his birthday. But Douglas, his dad, wasn't having it. And the kid wasn't having it either. Needless to say, Douglas himself went to go lay down. He was tired. It was late. The kid found his keys, went into the safe where he thought his game switch may be at. But the game switch wasn't there, but a revolver was. And boy, what did he do? According to the reports, Como TV and WGAL, yeah, the kid loaded up the bullets in the gun and just gave it to him. Chaka, chaka. Cut off his dad's TV over a game switch. Damn. And didn't run. Whew. Would your child do that to you? What would you do if your child attempted to do that to you? Would your child be allowed to stay in your home? Would you give your child up, whether they are by birth, or by adoption? Would you give your child up if your child tried to kill you? Damn. Yeah, the kid got no bail, He got no bail. He's charged with murder. Yeah. What we got here? Take your old ass to bed. What's going on, Devil Eyes? Shout out to Devil Eyes out there in the building. Bill Desmet, Illinois has a POS mayor and police chief. The most gun restrictive and fatherless communities suffer. I grew up in the projects and joined the United States Air Force to get out. The kids know better. Trust me, I don't understand. Understand. Thank you for your comments out there, Bill. Yeah, the city of Chicago is bananas, man. It's bananas out here. I think that the Clean Slate Act should be all across the nation. Yeah, what do you think? Think how many relatives you got that's got jammed up in a situation that need a clean start if they eligible for it, okay? Think about that. But this dude here, this 11-year-old kid, getting back to that, what do you think his punishment should be? Just spend the rest of his life in jail? Prison? Because that's where he's going eventually when he turns 18, I'm sure. I mean, in most states. Some states is 17. Some is 16. This message is held for review. Grandfather, what's going on? Yeah, the 11-year-old kid in Pennsylvania just cut off his dad's TV. Closed his curtain. Disconnected his electricity. Don't have none no more. Like non-kinetic. I'm just saying. Amen. 100 agree. Common sense, bro. That's what it is. And speaking on Pennsylvania, see, these are the two stories that I forgot about before I got to the Chicago stories. Here it is. You have another story here in Pennsylvania, and this takes place in Towaminson, Pennsylvania, in the Dock neighborhood area. Dock Doors. Doc Doors neighborhood. Anybody know what that's at in Pennsylvania? Well, you had this 22-year-old man by the name of Vernon Gray. Okay. Now, Vernon Gray wanted to do what? He wanted to break into people's houses. Vernon Gray wanted to break into people's houses. But not only did he want to break into people's houses, he wanted to sexually assault the women that were in those houses that he was breaking into. Okay. 22 years old. Damn. When I was 22 years old, I was in the military somewhere. Yeah. I was like you. Who's that? Yeah, I was like you, Bill. Out there, Bill. I'm just gonna call you Bill, okay? I went to the United States Army, okay? To get out and to get away, okay? This guy's 22 years old. Vernon Gray. Bozo now sitting in jail. This guy, like I said, not only came to burglarize, but he came also to sexual assault. And these women that he wanted to assault sexually were in their 70s and 90s. 72, 79, and 95. These are the ages of the women whom he has sexual assault charges pending against him right now. The 95-year-old lady saw him in her house, came through her front door, and she asked him, "What do you want?" He said, "I want you." Damn. Damn. Could you believe a 22-year-old telling a 95-year-old woman that he wants her? Hey, those charges are pending against him right now for the 95-year-old grandma. Now, I know Grandma Punani may be tight and everything, but man, tight ain't worth that time. Got dust and cobwebs and what you doing, man? Thirsty. Thirsty. You know, the 79-year-old lady, same thing. You know, he got so bold that he walked up to one of the victims while they were in the bed asleep and began touching their private parts. This boy's gone bananas. What's wrong with the boy? Was he suffering mental illness? Did he take his medication? You know. But there was a 46-year-old woman whose house that he went to, she screamed him off. So he didn't get a chance to do any burglary, burglarizing, nor did he pick up another sexual assault charge. But he got 3, and that's enough. That's more than enough. Can you imagine what they're going to do to him in prison? Like, sexually assault those old women, huh? We got something for you. He just may get sodomized, or become the new Maytag. What do you think? Or just may become the new Maytag. Where are the minds of people today? The world that we live in. What do you think about that? Where do we go from here? Are we still human beings? Or have we become beasts in human form? Many of us that live in poverty-stricken areas have become beasts in human form. And like I said, if this is your first time chiming in and you haven't pressed the subscribe button already, make sure you do just that. Subscribe, like, and share. We highly appreciate you supporting this channel. But yeah, are we living like beasts or human beings? Look at the interaction that we're having with one another. Look how we treat one another based upon whatever it is. Sometimes it's the color of your skin. Sometimes it's the clothes that you're wearing. Sometimes it's your bad energy. Sometimes it's your bad energy. Sometimes you've just been taught to hate yourself. Sometimes you're tired of living. Like many people are. They don't see no way out. They're on the brink of destruction. And in this destruction, they want to destroy you. You know how Rolls Royce said, I'm going down. They going down, and they want to take you with them. They want to take you with them. Isn't that what evil people do? If they don't want to take you down with them, they most definitely want to use you in some type of way. What do you think about that? Can anybody out there relate to what I'm saying? I love your topic and sense of humor. I subbed 10 minutes ago. I highly appreciate you, Bill. Bill, that's what's up. We tip our hat to you, Bill. Shouts out to Bill out there, okay? Shouts out to Bill. Anybody else? Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. I guarantee you it'll be a great way to start your conversation. Yeah, what else do you talk about? We talk about everyday stuff, we know. But some of these topics you may not talk about. So if I'm arming you with something new, share it, okay? We appreciate that. Retired Australian soldier, worked with U.S. in the past. Good times, but sorry Trump is running your country. We're going to get to Mr. Dictator Trump in a minute. Don't worry about it. We're getting to it, okay? But before we get to Trump, we want to get to the boxer. Anybody out there like to, duke it out, glove up, you did? Like Devontae Tank Davis, another bozo with money. Another bozo with money. Don't have too much common sense. Not thinking too well. Maybe because he took too many shots to the head, Because his marbles can't be there. Because he back in jail again. Yeah, just like Pooh Shiesty. Back in jail again. Why is he in jail, Mo? Devontae Tank Davis is in jail, you all. If you haven't gotten the news, is because of attempted kidnapping, false imprisonment, and assault and battery. That's why he went to jail. Yeah, that's why he went to jail for attempt kidnapping, false imprisonment, and assault and battery. That took place at the Miami Gardens Gentleman Club, okay? Where he pulled the back of a woman's head, her hair, probably her weave, okay? Probably her weave, but he pulled her hair all the way back, and with the other hand, he had it on her neck, like the caveman style, like the Fred and Barney move, like they did back in the cave days over there in Europe. Yeah. The only thing he didn't have was a club, okay? Yeah. Now, according to the reports, this was his ex-girlfriend that worked at the club. She was in a relationship with him. He knew her. And a month after the relationship was over, this occurred. Putting his hands on women. You are a professional boxer, man. But right now you're looking like a professional loser. You're being a chump versus a champ. You being a chump versus a champ. Putting your hands on them girls. And this is not the first time that he did this, okay? He did this to his ex-girlfriend. Still duking it out. Too many head blows, man. You got all that money and you are acting like a beast in human form with the dream that many would love to have. Meaning a whole lot of cash. They may not want to box and get their brains beat all up like yours, but they would love to have what you have material-wise, because spiritually it seems to me that your spirit is vexed and that you are a woman beater. You are an abuser, man. Should Devontae Tank Davis, you all, should he get some time this time? What do you think? Do you think he should not pass go? He should go straight to jail? What do you think? Do you think he would be fined? Do you think he'll get away with it? Do you think he'll pay her off? But even if he pays her off, the state of Florida is still going to pick it up. I'm just saying. Bill, totally two different countries, my friend. Australia not as violent as the U.S. We're going to get to that. I know you all not that violent over there. How many billions of dollars did Trump just give you all? Trump just gave Australia billions of dollars and left the American public on food stamps. And some people can't even get that. But I feel you, my man. Australian life is probably different. I've never been to Australia. I'm sure that it is more peaceful over there. I'm sure. But there's some things that has been done to the indigenous people over there as well, okay? History-wise, there's a lot of historical bad things that happened to the original Aborigines that's over there in Australia. Would you agree there? Sheepster. Is that sheepster? Yeah. Sheep steer. Okay. It's different. Well, what is it like over in Australia, man, since we got you on the mic right now? What is Australia like? It's not as violent. Do you all have drugs over there? Is it true that your internet service, your social media sites, internet is over? Because I did a report and Australia banned the internet over there. Would that be correct? Hello? You out there? I'm just saying. Yeah. But anyway, you all, it's bad here. It's not only bad here, it's bad in New York, it's bad in Los Angeles, it's bad in Rhode Island, it's most definitely bad in Massachusetts and Philadelphia, bad in Virginia, bad in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Iowa, you may get a break. Iowa, you may get a break. Straight up. Iowa is not that violent. Nah. Iowa is not that violent. Internet here is crap. Okay. Maybe so. But according to the reports, the reason that they shut the internet off there or banned the internet in Australia is because of how it was influencing the young people. and how they're going bananas too. Even some adults. I mean, look at what the internet has done. It has destroyed families. You know, social media outlets. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know that the internet has destroyed families because of the sites that people go on, sites that people are not supposed to be on, and they married. But obviously, they're not happy in their marriage if they're on those sites. Would that be correct? Am I correct? Do we agree? Shouts out to Cal Sunshine Green in the building. Oh, that was YouTube. Okay. Okay. So I am on the right page here. Okay. Now, you know how that 11-year-old boy that I was telling you about in Duncannon, Pennsylvania, that shot and killed his father because his father took his Nintendo game Switch? Could you imagine when there's no more internet here? Yeah, because the grid is going to go down. There's going to be a time here in America when it's going to be lights out, and it's not far off. If you understand the writing on the wall, it's not far off at all. Are you prepared would be the question. Even some adults, you know, I guess that's why they got all of these video games. Not only for a distraction. I don't play video games. I mean, I'm an old school. I'll go to an arcade, play me some Donkey Kong, play me some Defender, play me some Miss Pac-Man, play me some hamburger. Yeah, play me some pinball machines, play me some asteroids. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Old school. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I get out on video games. Or I'm playing a Wii. Yeah, that's how advanced I am. Yeah, not too much distraction around here. Sheep sir, yes, you are. That's what it is, man. I want to thank you for being here tonight and participating. And like I said, if anybody out there that chimed in and I did not get an opportunity to give you a shout out, I'll give you a shout out right now. And yeah, just for being here. And make sure you press the subscribe button. It helps the channel grow for real. And like I say, we are on the road to 7,500 subscribers, and we want you to be a part of that, okay? Yes, thank you. But moving right along, okay? Moving right along here. Seeing that Sheep Steer talked about Donald Trump and how Donald Trump runs our country. Oh, yes, most definitely. The dictator does do that. Yeah, he's doing a horrific job. He's doing a horrific job. All type of crazy people over here. Yeah, in all colors. In all colors. You know, just call it, Rainbow City. Yeah, because it's nuts. You never know what you're going to get out of the Skittle Pack, this great melting pot of America here, because it's dangerous here. And I don't care what city and state you are from. You can be in Montana somewhere. You can be in Idaho somewhere, and something bad, a great possibility, could happen to you, okay? Yeah, watch yourself out here. It's so bad. Who got out here? Bill, true, totally, two different countries. Okay, okay. Yes, you are. Okay, okay. Hail for review. Hail for review. Okay. Get into the meat of this live, okay? Donald Trump, Mr. Dictator, got the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. He got the Nobel Peace Prize. Not that he achieved it. Okay. He was nominated for it. Not that he achieved it. But because Maria Corina Machado, yeah, Maria Corina Machado gave it to him as a gift. Huh. Now you have to ask yourself, what's behind that gift? I was always taught sometimes people, when they bear gifts, it's something else beneath that gift. And sometimes it can be of an evil purpose, or it can be for some favor that they may need, or some position that they may want, and you are in position to help them get there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. You know when your cousin that you ain't seen for years come over to your house, he rings your doorbell, and he gives you a gift out of nowhere. You know something is around the corner. You know something is around the corner, okay? But in this case, seeing that Maria Corina Machado is in opposition with her own people in Venezuela, because she wants to be president of Venezuela, but Donald Trump verbally and forcefully, I have to put forcefully in there, appointed J.D. Vance. You know, the vice president who's a cross-dresser. You know, the one who left his brown-skinned wife so that he can go and commit adultery with Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. This is why the Nobel Peace Prize was given to him. Now we know that it can't be shared, it can't be transferred, and it cannot be revoked. It didn't say that you can give it away as a gift. But seeing that that is a gift or an accomplishment that Donald Trump received, you know, do you think he's going to do her right? Or do you think he's going to do her wrong? She can't get the Nobel Peace Prize back. Could you imagine hanging that in your living room and it's not even yours? Donald Trump. But Donald Trump doesn't care about that. He just wanted it. I think, don't her name come on it or something? I'm sure her name is on a thing. I mean, like, I'm sure you can have some people, you know, that's good with writing and erasing. Yeah, you got a lot of those beds that scrub those Epstein files for you. Maybe Corina Machado name off of the Nobel Peace Prize for you, okay? The Epstein files. All of this, what's going on right now, is a distraction from the Epstein files. Yeah, straight up. We'll get to that in a minute. But just think, those Epstein files, they still going to come out. But we won't get the full truth. But you know who do know the full truth? Maxwell Glisting. Yeah. You know that girl that's in jail. Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein's right hand. Yeah, Max. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Glisting Maxwell. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Glisting Maxwell. I had her name twisted up. Yeah. But anyway, she knows the truth. And Donald Trump won't give her a pardon, just like he won't give Puffy a pardon. Yeah, he won't give her a pardon, just like he won't give Puffy a pardon. Update your Temu signal strength. Man, I don't shop with Temu. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about there. Chucky Butterson, Satcher Riley. What's going on, man? Roach, how do you know all of this? I'm an Advent reader, man. Researcher, information. I wish that I could process it faster or had more time to do it. Well, I would just say more time to process it, okay? It's a lot of information to retain, but we hanging, right? We hanging. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room. Shouts out to Chucky Buckerson out there. Shouts out to Roach. Yeah, and you too, Bill. Oh, CNN? Oh, I get out and look at CNN. I watch CNN. I watch MSNBC. I watch the news outlets. I read, the newspapers. Yeah. Boston Globe, Washington Post, New York Post, New York Times, Chicago Tribune, Chicago Sun-Times, The Guardian, The Sun. I read all of this stuff, man. This is how I know all of this, Yeah. This is how I know all of this. And from what's going on around me, yeah. How do we know anything? Except we either read it or experience it, right? Or word of mouth. That's how I know. Fake news. That's what Donald Trump say is fake news. But Donald Trump can't say fake news no more because ain't nobody lying on him. Ain't nobody lying on Donald Trump right now. Ain't no fake news. He even said Fox, which is the Republican channel, is fake news now. You cannot defend falsehood on a continual basis and expect to continue to fool the people when the evidence is right in their face. Now, granted, I understand we are living in an upside down society. I get it, okay? But some things, even Ray Charles can see, okay? Stevie Wonder can see. Yeah, from beyond the blindness, okay? Even in darkness, they can still see what this dictator is doing. Yeah, Donald Trump, the dictator. Now, his administration just further added to injury by saying that the American people can eat on $3 meals, a piece of chicken and a piece of broccoli. Is the man and his administration gone bananas? Obviously they have. Do they have mental illness or something? Do his administration, have mental illness when he says that we people here in America can eat $3 meals, okay? Anybody out there got a $3 meal? You can't even get a Happy Meal for $3 from McDonald's, Donald Trump. Can you get a $3 meal from Burger King? See, we talked about Burger King earlier. Yeah, we can't get a $3 meal. These people have done one or a couple of other things, okay? One, they decided to say, screw the American citizens and let them starve. Two, let them commit crime and we'll lock them up. Or three, they have just forgot about or don't even know what it's like to even have a $3 meal. They're going to recommend that you eat a piece of chicken and a broccoli when they don't do it themselves and probably never even done it, especially Donald Trump, born with a silver spoon in his mouth, just like all of his billionaire friends. Right? But they're going to tell you to do that. But yet and still, Donald Trump, the dictator, has upped the age and the requirements for you to get food assistance. That's crazy. And many people, we have what, 330 million people in America? How many of them are on food stamps? That's crazy. Well, I'm going to tell you, I know one thing. There is 6 states, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 states that have the highest food stamp recipients, okay? One is New Mexico, and they have 21.5 people from the state population receiving food stamps. You have the state of Oregon, which has 18.1% of the state population receiving food stamps. You have Louisiana, which is receiving 18.4% residents in that state receiving food stamps. You got West Virginia, and they have like 15.7% of their population that live in that state that is getting food stamps. And you got Oklahoma, which has 16.9% of residents in that state getting food stamps. Now, with the requirements that has been raised, a lot of people still not going to eat because they're not going to be able to meet the requirements. And what's that, 80 hours a month? So that's 2 weeks of work full time just for you to get some food stamps. If it's that way, you just might as well just go to work and get your regular job. But there's no jobs. Not even for federal workers. They getting food stamps. Okay. Damn. Lock and load. Subscribe, like, and share. Lock and load, subscribe, like, and share. That's right. Even federal workers getting food stamps. They don't know where their next meal is going to come from for their family. But I don't feel sorry for them, because they should have had enough money saved up. They should not have been a paycheck away. And seeing that they had got severance pay, we're not feeling sorry for them, okay? We just not, And y'all know some of them federal workers, when they did have those jobs, how they were acting all sedity. Yeah, that's an old school word, sedity. Yeah. Turn their nose up to you. Look at you like you a piece of garbage, And now they're with the garbage that they look down upon. You see? The very same people you're going to see on your way up is the very same people you're going to see on your way down. And now they are in the shoes of the poor and poverty-stricken. Yeah, former government employees whose jobs Donald Trump has erased. They don't even exist no more. Obsolete. Obsolete. Gone. Just like that. Just like that. Ask them, how does it feel? And I wonder how many of them voted for Donald Trump. Could you imagine the federal workers that got ousted? That's a great question. How many of them voted for Donald Trump? I'm just saying. Who we got here? Eugene Dudley, shouts out to you. I want chicken and broccoli for breakfast. Add some pancakes with it. Chicken and pancakes, chicken and waffles. I hear you. Shouts out to you there, Eugene. We appreciate you. Democrat ran cities. Yas. Eugene, I just left the store. They're out of broccoli. Hell, they're going to be out of chickens. Yeah. So just think, when people can't afford food anymore. Are they going to be stealing from the stores more so than they do now? I'm just saying. Or do you think you will find more people on the street corners? I mean, they made it so bad, and this is before Trump, okay? The government, the U.S. government made it so bad out here for people to eat that you can't even pull up in a truck. And I don't care if you were a church or a mosque or a synagogue. That's non-void. That's void. That don't even matter no more. And you want to feed the people. You can't do that. You just can't pull up and pull food out your car no more and set up tables. You can't do that. Back in the day, you were able to do that. But seeing that we are on demon time, not only are the rap artists on demon time, but the government officials are on demon time against its own citizens. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah. That's crazy. Why is it that they don't want you to feed the homeless? Why would they want to send you to jail for doing that? Why would they want to send you to jail for collecting your own water in a bucket when it rains? Some states are like that. Now, if that's not evil, to make it a law against the citizens of any country, of any state, making it a law against them to get water that God created, you know, the clouds and the moisture, the atmosphere, you know, and that's free. And they're making it a law so you can't have it? Just go a couple of days without water and see where you be at. You can go a couple of days without eating, and you can go a couple of days without water. You can go more so without food than you can water. Do you have water? I got some right now, and I'm about to drink it. And nope, it did not come from Myers, so I don't have to worry about taking it back or looking for some black substance in my water, okay? But we do have Myers here in Illinois, 100. But getting back to Mr. Dictator, you know, Donald Trump. Not only has this man acquired the Nobel Peace Prize, he's forcing Americans to have a harder time eating, and he had to think twice about, now he is, about invading Greenland. Like I said, Greenland got gold, uranium, tungsten, copper, zinc, oil, gas. That's a lot of natural resources. Not to mention that he invaded Venezuela. He's doing a lot of things that he shouldn't be doing right now. But he's really thinking about this Greenland situation right now because NATO is on his ass. Yeah. When you feel that you're bigger than NATO, you got to go. It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, how they're going to get rid of him may be a different story. You know? You may have another Lee Harvey Oswald somewhere hiding in the bushes. I'm just saying. Hey, you see what they did to Charlie Kirk, right? Yeah. I'm just saying. Going against NATO is like going against the Constitution. And I haven't seen any American that's bigger than the Constitution, except Donald Trump. Mr. Dictator himself. But if you think that you are bigger than the law, that's where you're wrong. And it will eventually catch you. And in Donald Trump's case, if you all have not heard or read, a federal judge is calling for his impeachment. I want to say that one more time. A federal judge has called for Donald Trump impeachment. Not only Al Green, the Democratic from Texas. It's a whole lot of people want him out, but they don't have the nuts to say so. So they become hoes in his congregation. Not the Congress, but his congregation. Because he pimping everybody. Shut up before I put the smack down on you. Yeah. You see what he did to that girl he made retire, right? You see what he did to that girl that he made retire. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What's her name? Green? That green girl? Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. That's what Donald Trump is doing. And he offered $700 billion. $700 billion for Greenland, but he want to take it. See, he has to come up with the scheme to try to get it, seeing that forces, nations of people will crush this country. Okay. Prime example of this. Who's up for the bid? He say China's going to get it or Russia's going to get it. But see, the U.S. will have more to deal with than just China and Russia. They will have Iran to deal with. They will have North Korea to deal with. America ain't all that bad now. We'll kick ass. But we ain't kicking 4 countries' ass at one time, okay? Especially not China. Yeah. Now, the Danish people, okay, they're like, yeah, come talk to us, man. But you're not taking nothing. You're not taking anything. Now, if Donald Trump decides to be bold and make that move and send your children, your sons and your daughters over there, well, I guess they can just, they can just bomb it too, like they did Venezuela, Seeing that, according to Donald Trump, Greenland only have 2 sled dogs, meaning that they don't have much protection. But when you got those 4 countries that want your head because you being rude, you being a bully right now. Because you're being a bully, and what happens to bullies? They eventually get beat up. They eventually get mopped by all of the people that they bullied. And America is the #1 bully of the world. And there are a lot of enemies that America has made. Politicians. And they can go home and go to sleep at night and get on doomsday plane and everything, hide in bunkers. But you, who they say that they represent, you dead. Just like Maria Corina Machado said that the United States is their best ally. What? Venezuela is United States' best ally? Huh? Yeah. She even said that she thanked Donald Trump for invading them and capturing Machado and his wife. She's glad of that. She's selling out her own people and her own country. Damn. No wonder she got the Nobel Peace Prize. No wonder she got the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, for those of you who don't know, she did get the Nobel Peace Prize because of her push for more democracy to be in Venezuela. That's an actual fact. At least that's what the reports say. Okay? That's what the reports say. That's not what Mo says. That's what the report said. So she's selling out her own self, her own country, her own people for democracy. Has she not seen what democracy is doing to the citizens of America right now? America is becoming a third world country. I keep telling you, I'm going to say this one more time. When you see government soldiers, U.S. soldiers, taking the place of police, you know that there's a problem. You know that things are about to change in a very drastic way. Yeah. And this is what's happening right now in America. Don't you see how Trump is running this country? But yet she's going to invite him into her country. Glad that he captured Machado and his wife and took him away. She was so happy that she gave him the Nobel Peace Prize and says that the United States is her ally. And, and Donald Trump said that he did it on the behalf of the American people. Shit. When did Donald Trump ask you, was it okay? He didn't ask me. Yeah, did he ask you? Did he ask your wife? Did he ask your grandma? Did he ask those MAGA lovers that voted for him? Did he ask the voters? Now, they got to make a story up, to get in there, to make Machado look all bad. Even she making that man look bad because she wants to run the country. They want democracy in their country. I don't know what they're doing over there in Venezuela, okay? I don't know what their country is ran like. But I know socialism was involved, okay? And I'm sure dictator, the Maduro regime was probably a dictator regime. Just like Donald Trump has his dictating regime right now with his administration. In fact, about it, he planned this during his first term. He planned all of this during his first term. If this Machado chick, does she want her country to be demonized? Not understanding that democracy means demon? I don't care whether it's a republic. See, you ask for democracy, but it's really a republic. Yeah. They even teach you that in kindergarten, and in first grade, and in second grade, when you're saying your Pledge of Allegiance. And here in America, we don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic. Y'all need to get those likes up for me, please. Subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. And if this is your first time chiming into this channel, we ask that you share the information with relatives, friends, and co-workers, right? Anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Can we get 13 likes in the building, you all? Let me see what we got out here. No one. Bill Desmet, Oklahoma, West Virginia, and New Mexico are all red states. Holy smoke. Did y'all just see what that said in the comment section? Did y'all just see what No One, shouts out to you, No One. He says that Oklahoma, West Virginia, New Mexico. These are red states. These are states that voted for Donald Trump. And they are the highest of states receiving food stamps. So where they jobs at? So where they jobs at? Damn. See, I love the chat room. I'm learning something new today myself. Again, right here, right now, thanks to you all and from you all. I learned from everybody. And this shoe fits right here. Yeah. Yeah. And the only state that's not on there is Oregon because Oregon is a blue state. Oregon is a blue state. Damn, all 5 of them are red states. It's going down in Arizona too. That's a whole nother story. But it's bad out there for Arizonans too. Yeah, it's bad. Any red state out there doing good? Any red state out there doing good? Anybody know? Correction. North Mexico is a blue. Not that it matters. Okay. I'm glad somebody gave me a fact check out there because I can't do it right now. But I thank you, No Wound, for sharing the information that you did and updating the information. We thank you. Bill, no, not major cities. Bill, broccoli and cheese. My welfare block cheese. Hey, Bill, that was some good cheese back in the day, man. Hey, Bill, that welfare cheese back in the day was dope. Do you hear me? You can't even get cheese in the store like that today. Yeah, that was real good cheese, especially if you're trying to make you some grilled cheese sandwiches. Or you get you some fresh elbow noodles and make you some real macaroni and cheese. Back in the day, yeah, they need to bring that cheese back, man. They need to bring that cheese back. And it's never been back. It was that good. It was that good. And now people can't even get free cheese. Thanks to your dictator, Donald Trump. Yeah. Ruining the country. Ruining the country. Do you all think that Donald Trump is ruining the country? Put a 1 for yes. Put a 2 for no. Do you think Donald Trump is ruining the country? Poverty is not limited to major cities. Ever heard of a trailer park? Hell yeah, we know it's trailer parks all over this camp. Okay, especially if you go out there to Denver. Denver, Colorado? Are you serious? Anybody out there from Denver? Anybody ever been to Denver, Colorado? Anybody know what I'm talking about in regards to the life of those Coloradans? Okay. Now you can live in Castle Rock and live good. You can live in Colorado Springs and live good. There's a couple of places, you know, if you wanted to go to Lime. Now Lime is a little cool spot. You know, it's very little people there. But it's still expensive. Colorado is not an inexpensive place to live at all. Okay. Don't be fooled. But anybody know those trailer parks out there? Huh? Anybody know about those trailer parks in Idaho? What? Anybody know about those trailer parks that's out there in Montana? Whew. And speaking of Montana, if you've never been to Polson, Montana, you need to go. Save some of that gym shoe money. Save some of that cigarette money. Save some of that beer and alcohol money, you know, and go to Polson, Montana. Can't nobody go right now because everything's tight. I get it, you know. But when you can, or get an opportunity to, go to Polson, Montana. Yeah, I'm going back. Yeah. Sometime this summer, I'm driving. As always, I need a new car to be donated. Anybody want to donate me a car? No, seriously. Anybody want to donate me a car, okay? Yeah, For real. Who we got? Terium. I hate seeing a shopping cart full of ramen. I know what they are doing. Yeah. What else can you do? You got people who work jobs every day eating like a college student that's broke because they can't afford it. And ramen noodles ain't all that good for you. They're okay for, every now and then. But eating them every day, I don't think that's real healthy for you. Especially if you use all of that salt packet, raising your blood pressure. Well, if you sweat it out, you won't have that problem. But many older people are not active like they were in their younger days. So it sits and they become worse and worse and worse. And if you don't cook those noodles full, if you don't fully cook them to let them blow up, they blowing up in your belly. And then a man is walking around like a pregnant woman. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, be cool with that. You have some people. Now, back in the day, used to have the old women buying cat food. You all remember those days? The old women would be buying cat food and they don't have a cat. I know y'all remember that. I'm not the only one who remembers that. Back in the 80s, when Ronald Reagan was president, when we were going through this recession, a heavy recession. Yeah, eating that cat food, man. Like people getting them ramen noodles. Now, ramen noodles, like I said, ain't bad, But I'm not eating no cat food. Just give me some tuna, okay? I do tuna. Fish, which is my favorite dish, but it's still out the money. It's still a wish. That's right. Without my money, even a fish is still a wish. But we're going to get some tuna. Even without no money. We're going to get some tuna, okay? But anyway, yes, it's getting bad out here. Flint, Michigan water, never safe. Yeah, Flint, Michigan, they still ain't got their water fixed yet, man. All that money that they've been stealing from the government, meaning the politicians, and they still ain't got their water fixed. There was a movie with John Travolta. It was Civil something. And it was about some water. They had a case where the boy died with some water. John Travolta was representing him. Just like they had this movie with Julia Roberts in it. Yeah, when she was representing those people that was poisoned by that water, she was taking on the DuPont family. Yeah, y'all remember that movie? What was that called? Damn. Can't remember that movie. But y'all know what I'm talking about. She took on the DuPonts and won. Because they was screwing up the water in the cities. In the back areas where the companies would be at, Find biological chemicals in the water and the people drinking it. And they tried to cover it up. I mean, people's lives were on the line and everything. And people died. They developed tumors. They developed cancer. Like many people are doing today from eating all of this bad meat. 100. That's not even up for debate. That's sad that we're living in this republic like we are. This is not a democracy. This is a republic. We've all been lied to. I keep telling you, we've all been lied to. And miseducated, by the way. Because people will really tell you that they live in a democracy. And we don't. But this is what that Maria Corina Machado chick wants over there for the Venezuelans. Did she ask the Venezuelans what they wanted? I don't think she did. Do you think she, who is an opposing, see, she did not ask the people what they wanted? Just like Donald Trump did not go over there and invade Venezuela on the behalf of Americans. Because he didn't ask us to nothing. He didn't ask us nothing. They just gave us this bad story about Machado, how he's a, drug trafficker. Well, Donald Trump, you a pedophile. Which one is worse? I mean, and speaking of pedophiles, that man that was in Michigan, was he in Michigan? That told Donald Trump he was a pedophile? Was it in Michigan? Somebody help me out here. Oh, we got comments. Shouts out to Stephen Webb. Boo licking for the white woman is wild. Yes, Aaron Brockovich. That's the movie. Aaron Brockovich. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, that movie was dope. Aaron Brockovich. That movie was dope. Speaking of Michigan and water. Okay. Thank you there, Bill. We appreciate you, man. Christy, Aaron Brockovich. We appreciate you, Christy. Now, you're not Christy Nome out there, are you? We're going to get to her in a minute. I had to use some humor with you, Christy, but we want to thank you for being here because you too could have been somewhere else with someone else doing something else. But you decided to stop by to see what we had to say. And we appreciate you. We thank you. Share the information. Subscribe, like, and share. Did you subscribe, Christy? If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe, Christy. Subscribe and chime into this channel, okay? Who is that? Redict 3815 DJT. Message here for a review. Christy, I remember. Trump 2028. I'm going to get to you, Bill. Isaiah's TDs is fatigued. Okay, what's wrong with your chat later? Huh? What is wrong with your chat later? That's Rick Clem. Shouts out to Rick Clem. Rick Clem, too. I do black backflips every day. I'm so happy he's president. 56 years. The only 12 to do what he said. Okay. We got some Trump supporters in the building. Who is insecure? We can have a debate, sir. Notice I didn't come with disrespect. Nonsense like you. Stephen, what are you talking about, Stephen Webb? What do you mean? Maybe he's talking to one of the people in the chat room. Send ice to Denver. They ain't got too much to do in Denver, man. They don't have too much to do in Denver. I mean, it's sad with the trailer parks. It's sad that people who are living in their camper trailers or living in their cars, they get towed away. You can be asleep and get towed. And you got to pay $800 just to get your car out of impoundment. And you don't have $800. So now you're living on the street. You know, like in Philadelphia, how they was just taking people cars off the street, impounding them, racking up the revenue for the state, robbing the people out their money. Well, that's what they're doing in Denver right now. No need to send ICE there. Bro, it's so insecure. He had to spam. Okay. That's right. Yeah, he's destroying it, Bill. Yeah, he's destroying it, Bill, but you're a Trump fan. How does that work? Isaiah, I want to send shots out to you. No, one is he destroying the country. Two, he's not destroying it. I'm sorry, Bill. He's not destroying the country from your aspect. I'm sorry about that. Isaiah, Florida and Texas has been on a decline since the beginning of Trump's term. Everybody's been on the decline since Trump has been into office this second term. Everybody has been on the decline. In fact, about it, he gave you a prelude of that in his last term when the coronavirus was out. Did you see how Americans was living then? Walking around with masks, can't have, breathe, you know, can't go out at night. Some people had curfews, but it was something that they were doing that night while you were inside. Something they were doing that night that you didn't see. But trust me, as in the words of one of my great famous teachers, and I can say a lot of them, just out the bag, Dr. John Henry Clark, Mother Frances Cress Wilson, Dr. Ben Johanan, Elijah Muhammad, Bobby Seals. You know, they all say that people in power and seeing that we are under the white supremacy power under Trump administration, they don't do something for nothing. It's always a reason of why they're doing what they're doing. You may not understand why they're doing it because you've been programmed not to even so much really, but people are waking up. People are waking up. It is time for a 100% change. And Donald Trump is going to get impeached. So I'm sorry, Bill. I can't agree with you on him being president, Bill. I can't. I can't agree with you, Bill, on how he's not destroying the country. I can't agree with you, Bill. We can agree to disagree. I can't agree with you, Bill, on how he's taking away rights of American citizens. I can't agree with you on that, Bill. I can't agree with you on the fact that he is allowing federal agents to kill Americans. I can't agree with you on that, Bill. We can disagree and agree. We can disagree to disagree. But yeah, anybody think that Donald Trump is doing a great job out there besides Bill? If Donald Trump is doing a great job, like Bill says, let me see you press the 2. If he's doing a bad job, press 1. I say he's doing a horrific job. So I'm 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. He's on down the road with 1. Yeah. Ever heard of Texas or Florida? Yeah, I've heard of Texas or Florida. Hosts should do research prior to commenting as if it's true. Hey, he made a mistake. We all make a mistake. I think he's talking about those 5 or 6 states. But North Mexico is a blue state. But we corrected that, Sometimes people make mistakes. I know I've made some. What about you? Have you made mistakes, Bill? Have you made any mistakes, Bill? In a conversation with some information? But you corrected yourself right away when you put 2 and 2 together or it came right to you? You know how it go. But we thank you for participating, Bill. Bill has been a big participator tonight. We thank you, Bill. Somebody, you're dumb. Go back to your Run DMC cover band. It's tricky to read a book. That's right on time. It's tricky. I remember that back in the day, Run DMC. Hey, that's that album with King of Rock on it, and King of Rock and Mary, Mary, why you bugging? Yeah, they had a lot of jams on that album, okay? Yeah, they had a lot of jams. So yeah, books are tricky. Books are tricky, just like politicians. I'm going to say that one more time. Books are tricky, just like politicians. You're responsible for what you put in your head. Just like voters are responsible for who they put into office, for who they say you put into office, okay? Who they say you put into office. Now, how many of you all are in favor of putting a criminal who have 34 felonies in the office? How many of you all out there agree with that and feel that that's okay? That's here in the U.S. Do you feel that a person who has 34 felonies should be ruling the country, should be the dictator of this country? Let me scroll down. Let me see. Christy, you're cool. Thank you, Christy. Oh, you talking to her, Bill? I'm sorry. Anybody out there? Nope. That's what I'm saying. But Bill, you a MAGA lover. So are you a criminal, Bill? Do you think that it's okay to have felonies, like 34 of them? Like 34 of them? We could probably see one or two, But 34 of them? And even one or two is bad for a president, seeing that him and his executive branch is slapping people upside the head with all these laws. But, they're immune to it, I guess. Power and who you know is something else. Power and who you know is something else. Whew. Donald Trump. Ooh, Trump. I got felonies. We all know the system and what they do. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that shit. Hell, it's a lot of people out here got felonies. Lots of people. I'm just saying. Even myself, I got felonies too. Yeah. I didn't get mine until I became an adult. I was in the street life for a little while, But however, I did do some things right in life. I went to the military and finished that successfully. And I was an educator at one time. Did that, was successful at that. But 5 years of doing that, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years was enough, okay? Like I said, when they started talking about people need to get that Kool-Aid, I'm out, It was over with me then, okay? Besides, I got tired of dealing with your badass baby kids in school. Y'all know how y'all be sending y'all kids to school. All mentally, you make me think that some of you parents have mental illness. And you probably do. But children's mental illness is something else. In a classroom, it gets crazy. And sometimes you can't handle it. Some people have to quit. But then you have those pedophiles like Donald Trump who end up having affairs with the students, the young girls and the young boys, Now, mind you, if I was a young kid back in the day and one of my teachers came on to me, I'm not reporting nothing. I want them good grades. I want favors. I want to be the teacher's pet, whatever. It's different for a brother. I knew a couple of teachers, man, could have kept me secret. And I would have loved to have kept them secret. But the truth be known about it, I had this English teacher by the name of Miss Spencer. And she was my English teacher for 3 years in high school. And man, did I love that lady. And she loved me. I really had a thing for her. She had a thing for me too. But I went off into the military, but I broke her heart. Why? Because I had a child. I had a child. She was trying to groom me. Had great potential. Still do. Always have. Okay? Sometimes I've used it. Sometimes I haven't. Okay? Yeah, but I broke her heart. Started having kids in high school when she was grooming me in high school. I already knew what I was going to do in my junior year. I knew I was going to the military. My plan was already laid out. I just couldn't wait to graduate. Yeah, I was in the delayed entry program. Yeah, wasn't no waiting. 3 days after graduation, I'm at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, okay? Having a BALL. Putting my, in the dirt. Yeah. You know how they say it? You know how they say it out there? Put your in the dirt, okay? And you just a pushing, But anyway, speaking about pushing, okay? Being a bully. Don't we have laws against bullying in this country? We do, right? But President Trump is bullying people all over the planet. And he's stealing from the American people. Ain't that against the law? You a thief and you a bully. Damn. Somebody get him out of here. Strike out. You struck out, man. And there will not be a 2028 for Donald Trump. Bill, how can you figure that out, Bill? Why would you say Trump in 2028? He can't be elected 3 times, man. I don't understand you people who say that like that. And I know you MAGA lovers. And, and that's cool with me. But he will not be in office a third term. Now, he may be vice president, but he can't be president, okay? But if he's vice president, it's safe to say that he's still going to be running the show behind the scenes. Is that what you're telling me, Bill? Because he just can't be, not unless they're going to revise the Constitution within the next, 2 years. And that ain't going to happen. But anything's possible, seeing that Congress is just letting him do what he want to do anyway, okay? Yeah. If this is your first time watching this channel, we ask that you chime in, continue to chime in, and subscribe. Smash the subscribe button. Smash the like button. Smash the share button. Be a part of our journey on our way to 7,500 subscribers. We appreciate that. We're small right now, but we're working to have big numbers. 10 midgets make a giant. So just think, if I can get 7,500, 7,500, 7,500, 7,500, yeah, that littleness becomes a mountain. Yeah. Upward, vertical, like a giant. Smash the like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate you. Getting back to Mr. Dictator here and this Maria Corina Machado chick. Now, this chick here is so rooted in the hypocrisy and the selling out of her own people that she's in opposition to, and is happy that Donald Trump invaded Venezuelans. Have you all spoke to Venezuelans? Are they happy that Donald Trump invaded Venezuela? Have you all spoke to them, saying that he has or is terrorizing the Venezuelans? He's kicking them out of this country. He's putting them in ICE detention centers where they're dying, being mistreated, and you are glad that he invaded your country? Come on, man. Whew. What's wrong with that girl? Is she mentally ill? Is she taking that Adderall? She's taking something, She just didn't say no. She should have listened to Nancy Reagan. Because she's doing something if she's happy. And if any Venezuelan is happy to have a dictator, another dictator, that's not even from their country. That's not even from their country. Let me ask you a question. Would you be happy right now if China invaded the U.S. and became the leaders of this country? Would you be happy? Would you be happy if North Korea came and invaded this country and we're living under Korean policy? Would you be happy about that? I'm just saying. What's wrong with the girl? What's wrong with the girl? And to put the nails in the coffin, do you know that this chick, Maria Corina Machado, she was participating on a panel with the Heritage Foundation. Whoo! What? Yes, she was on a panel and participating in discussion with the Heritage Foundation. Now, if you don't know who that is, let me tell you. The Heritage Foundation is a right-wing think tank in D.C. Did y'all hear me? Now, this girl is messing with the Heritage Foundation. No wonder she's glad. Because Donald Trump is right-wing, and he messed with the Heritage Foundation. I feel sorry for Venezuela. I feel sorry for Venezuela. Damn. I don't know what it's like over there. I've never been. And from what I hear, it's a place that I probably would not enjoy going to. Isn't that the same place where Donald Trump was talking about sending the gangbangers of this country to? To Venezuela? Where they will machete your ass up real fast? Chop, 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 chop. Be like mincemeat, like the Chinese man, chop, 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 chop on your chicken. I'm serious. That's crazy. So now that you know this, you're armed with this information, what type of person do you think Maria Corina Machado is? Pretty much tells you. Pretty much tells you right there. Pretty much. And while all of this is going on, Mr. Dictator, who is helped starving the American people, is spending over $400 million on his ballroom, but he wants your family to eat a $3 meal, a piece of chicken and a piece of broccoli, which, who was that Bill said they out of broccoli at the store? Oh, God. Damn, what a place to live, okay? Who we got out here? Audit Heritage Foundation is clean, not like Minnesota. We're going to get to Minnesota. The people of Venezuela have been celebrating for days, thanking Trump. Are you serious, Christy? I got to look that up. I got to look that up. Can anybody verify what she's saying right now? Because I can't. I'm not saying that she's wrong. I just want to make sure she's right so I can use the information. I want to be able to use that information if it's correct. Christy said that a lot of people in Venezuela have been celebrating since the invasion of Trump. Is that true, you all? Is that true? See, these people will talk about stuff they haven't researched. I don't know about that. I'm not talking about nothing that I don't know. But I know that I wouldn't be happy if Ching Yong Yang Yang say that he's the dictator of this country now. I wouldn't be happy. Would you? Your life would change. That's for sure. And all y'all having these kids like wildfire. If Ching Yong Yang gets in, you may not even have no kids. Because you can't have over one child now in China. I'm just saying. Yeah, but the Heritage Foundation ain't clean, man. It's right-winged, conservative, white supremacy. What's clean about white supremacy? What's clean about selling racism? Whew. What's clean about selling racism? What's clean about selling genocide? What's clean about that, man? What's clean about taking somebody's shit? What's clean about that? What's clean to tell your family? What's clean about telling your family that they got to eat a $3? I'm just saying. Oh, let me get to it. They just hit me up, okay? But anyway, get into the ICE thing, okay? Let's get to that with ICE thing, Donald Trump, because I got two more subjects to talk about real quick. ICE in Minnesota did what? They're still harming people. And like I said, there's 3,000, troops on the ground right now. They just had another case, when they shot this Venezuelan dude. He shouldn't have had his ass out there in the first place. You see ICE out there and you're a Venezuelan and you want to protest. So you got shot. You got what you asked for. Now, you have this other family, the Jackson family, and that's Sean and Destiny Jackson. They were on their way from a basketball game with 6 children in their car, including a 6-month-old baby. Do you know they threw flashbangs under her car, threw tear gas in her car? Her baby couldn't even breathe. Yeah, knocked the baby out from all of the chemicals. And the baby had to be rushed to the hospital. Donald Trump says that, is that right or wrong? They were just coming from a basketball game, but they may not have watched the show like I be telling people to watch it. When you see them, go the other way. When you see ICE, go the other way. They say that they ran into ICE, on their way back from a basketball game in traffic. Go the other way. Go the other way. Because even Americans now are targets, according to Kristi Noem. Yeah, even Donald Trump says Americans need their ID on them, birth certificate, social security card, whatever you got, make sure you have it on you so you don't be like those people that's being stupid out there. Now, yeah, I say they being stupid out there. You see your rights right now? You don't even have a right as a citizen to go outside because the military soldiers want to check who you are. I mean, did I commit a crime? Did they see me commit an act of a crime? Did they see me coming from a crime? Now, this is rights that you have as a citizen when the police approach you. If you haven't been involved in a crime or they haven't seen you involved in a crime, they can't really ask you for your ID if it's not a traffic stop. You haven't committed a crime and they haven't seen you do one. Yet and still you are targeted by federal soldiers like you a criminal, like you have committed a crime, and they're demanding your ID. They're demanding to see your paperwork. Whew. Where's your rights in that? While you fight for the rights of illegal people who shouldn't even be here anyway. Now, I know that you say all of us are illegals, okay? Some of us are. Most definitely Europeans are illegals. They immigrants. They came over here and took shit just like they took Venezuela shit, okay? To make a long story short, okay? But the thing is, you got a birth certificate here, okay? You got a social security card here. You got a driver's license. You got a state ID. Make sure you get that real ID, okay? Or you got a passport. You are citizens, but now you have to be harassed by federal soldiers with machine guns. And all of those great toys that they can blow up in your face, Like those people that be stealing those boxes on the porch. Those porch pirates. And they get the bang bang. Well, they got flashbangs for you. They throwing flashbangs on the people. Cars. Do you hear me? That's a true story. Like I say, stay away from ICE. Seeing that you as an American citizen is being targeted now. It's not even safe for you to go outside. If you are from Minnesota and you are out there participating in that madness, you're stupid. Take your ass back in the house. For real. You ain't got no business out there. You don't want to see these people. Now, they may gangster their way into your house. They may do that, but don't you be outside just saying, here, take me, I want to be detained. Take me, I want to be harassed. Take me, I want to be shot. Take me, I want to be killed. That's what you're telling them when you go outside messing with them people, man. Stay away from them people, man. Because there's no good going to come out of it. Hell, they even went up in a food pantry in Minnesota and arrested a pastor. That's how bad it's getting. Huh? Yeah, they went inside a food pantry and arrested a pastor. That's how crazy it is out here. Yeah, and he says that he's going to invoke the Insurrection Act. He's going to invoke the Insurrection Act that was created, what, in 1807? Yeah, around 1807 it was created, and he's going to use that. However, he went against, he was supposed, if he does invoke it, he has to contact Governor Tim Walz first. They have to meet if they can before he invokes that on that state, because Tim Walz is the president of the state. He's the governor. So Donald Trump just can't do that. In fact about it, Tim Walz is telling the protesters, be peaceful, when he should be telling them to stay in the house. If he cared about now, you can go out there and protest. That's your legal right to do. But if I was governor and I was facing all of this madness and all of these ICE killers, ICE agents, and the disruption that they're bringing, I would tell the citizens of my state to stay inside. Okay? Stay inside. But he's telling them to protest peacefully. How can you protest peacefully when they're killing people, when they're shooting people, when they are placing babies in the hospital because they're throwing tear gas in people's cars? Whew. I'm just saying. Yeah, it's going to get ugly out here. It's a prelude of what is going to happen to the rest of us. It's a prelude. They're showing you right in your face that you don't have no rights right now. It's like you are a free slave and you got to show your legal paperwork to prove that you're free. That's what it's like right now. 100. That's what it's like. Metaphorically. Right? Would you agree? Yeah, I got to get out of here, but I got one more thing to talk about with Donald Trump. And then I get out of here, okay? We'll talk about it on the next video or something. We'll have more information for sure. Now, Trump is having all of these problems, and he's doing everything, facing impeachment, facing lawsuits, and all of that good stuff, right? While he's doing all of this crazy stuff, his marriage is failing. His marriage is failing. Crumbling, crumbling, crumbling. This is his third wife, and he's been married 21 years to this Melania chick. And they share a son, Barron Trump, 19 years old. You don't see him too much. He be hiding probably in that Trump hotel in Manhattan, or he be down there in Florida somewhere. But you don't see him too much. But the relationship, meaning their marriage, is crumbling. And she shows you that explicitly when she resists his public display of affection. She don't want to hold his hand. She pushes his hand off, like, get off me. You a bugger. I despise you right now. You yuck me out. In fact about it, she called him very revolting. That's what his own wife said. Melania says that he is revolting. Y'all think about that. This is a 2-decade. This chick, his wife, was an ex-model. Enjoyed 2 decades of being a model. She's 55. He's 79. What's that, a 24-year gap? I think their marriage is like a transaction marriage. She's just the eye candy on his arm, And he's paying her well. She's getting paid well. Do you hear me? And when she says time for divorce, do you think he's going to, cut off her electricity? Is she's going to have an accident, her brakes are going to go out? Or is her car just accidentally going to end up in a river somewhere? I don't know. Anything can happen. I'm just saying. Yeah. And they don't sleep in the same bedrooms either. They do not sleep in the same bedroom. They got different beds and different bedrooms. She's tired of him. She's done with him. Just like the American people should be done with him selling racism, selling injustice, selling bullying, showing you how to be a true gangster. Showing you how to be a true gangster under the dictatorship of Donald Trump. Yeah. It's gotten so bad for the Trump family, the family, that even his own family member says that he is unqualified mentally to be president. Just ain't me talking on my backside. It's a whole lot of people. Chat probably moves too fast for him. CNN showed the footage. Does he talk to anybody, or is he on here just talking? What you mean? Exactly. Does he watch the news? Millions were in the street celebrating what Trump did. Just caught the tail end. I don't watch TV all day, man. I have a life too, okay? This is why I'm glad that you all are in the chat room. I don't know everything, and neither do you. We all are supposed to help one another, okay? When we can. And this is free information, you know what I'm saying? I don't sit down and just watch TV all day, no. People out here have to make money, right? Or they do something else to get by, right? So they can't be all involved in this all the time unless you're getting paid all the time for it, okay? So I appreciate you being in the chat. Yeah, they all celebrate. Yes, they are. Okay. So they're celebrating. She's better than Barack. Michelle is throwing her hat in the ring. Michelle Obama. We the People, Trump 2028. Bobby Boop. Shouts out to Bobby Boop. Shouts out to Stephen Webb. Okay, I already said you, Bill. Shouts out to Maurice Henderson. Brother, he had Candace Owens brainwashed, big dummy. Yeah. Some people call the MAGA thing a cult. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm a retired, shouts out to Maurice. I'm a retired chef master sergeant in Cali, and it's difficult to even get a CCW. No, not a felon, stupid. Okay, thank you for your service. We appreciate you, Christy. Shouts out to Christy. His wife is not all legal, and she's not, and she's a hottie, and movie ain't. Yeah. His wife, she from over there, she's illegal too. He mess around with the illegals. Look at the people that he surround himself with. All of them sleep together. Like I said, they got all of us food. Okay, come on, brother. They gave Trump the black experience. Trump ain't got no black experience. They gave Trump the Hi Hitler experience, okay? They gave Trump the Hi Hitler experience. Ain't no black experience. He don't even like black people, man. Don't be fooled, okay? Don't be fooled. What's word they use right now? Gaslight, okay? You're cool. Thanks, Christy. Ask yourself, will we have Run DMC, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor with wickedness? No, we'll be too busy laughing. We'll be too busy laughing if we had politicians like Run DMC, Eddie Murphy, and Richard Pryor. Okay? Yeah, we'll be laughing. And the world might be a funnier place to live, a more, different place to live, without all of the racism being sold. The propaganda of racism is being sold every day in this country. It has never stopped since its inception. I'm just saying. Yeah, Run DMC was it back in the day. Christy, Trump just cut off our debt in half. Trump ain't cutting no debt in half, Christy. Come on now. Christy, do some more research, okay? Do some more research, Christy. Trump is putting more debt on America right now. Trump has put, I don't know how many trillions more of debt on America. You may want to do a little more on, a little more research, Christy. But we thank you for being here, and we send shouts out to you. We got some people out there that says Trump was doing a good job. Name the rights being taken away. She drove her car at the officer. Okay. The right is this here, like I said, man. We're not talking about the antagonizers. That woman that was in the car. I'm talking about the Jackson family that's in the car with her 6 children. She didn't do nothing wrong. She was just coming from a basketball game with her husband, and they 6 children. And ICE people attacked them, attacked their vehicle. Isn't that unrighteous? Isn't that illegal? Isn't it illegal for U.S. soldiers to harass citizens of this country? It is your taxes. You pay taxes to be mistreated. I don't care if it's by the police or it's by ICE, okay? You pay taxes to get mistreated. Don't you pay Donald Trump his check with all of the taxes that he's robbing and stealing, and he's still mistreated the American people? Judge. I'm just saying. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, because all Americans are struggling right now because of Trump and his policies and what he is continuing signing into an executive order. He's taking away people's history. He's taking away the struggles of Black people's history in this country. Isn't it a right for you to have your history in this country that you and my grandparents, my ancestors, or whoever ancestors built this country, okay? Because I know mine included in that, and that is for sure. But now you want to take your education away? You not knowing nothing about yourself? Like you ain't sugar, honey, iced tea? And then continue to put up these Confederate statues back up? The Confederate statues back up? You understand? Oh, like I said, you got to walk around with your papers like you're a free slave. Yeah. Or you're going to be detained. But not only did they detain that pastor that was in that food pantry, ICE agents detained a special ed school teacher who was pulling up in the school parking lot and detained her for 12 hours. U.S. citizens, teacher at a school. Could you imagine what the children are seeing? Don't you think that is traumatizing? Don't you think that is disrespectful? Don't you think that is a Gestapo move? I'm just saying. ICE agents and the Donald Trump administration is coming to your city soon. Beware. And that movie, and I'm about to leave you all on this note, Melania Trump, his wife, she has a blockbuster bust. A blockbuster bust movie that is supposed to be coming out January 30th in theaters near you. According to the reports, they are sad that not too many people want to see that because they ain't sold too many tickets at all. And they say that they may not disclose the box office numbers. It's looking that bad. And who you giving your money back to anyway if you go see this movie? The Trump Foundation. Bye. Yeah, the blockbuster bust. January 30th, coming to theaters in your city and state. And if you're into history, and you like audiobook series, go over to my other channel, MOPOWERZ, where you will find audiobook series for your mind, for your soul, for your spirit, like Black Man of the Nile and His Family, From Babylon to Timbuktu, Stolen Legacy, As a Man Thinketh, The Demonology of King James. Yeah, Message to the Black Man in America, the fall of America, the miseducation of the Negro, the world's 16 crucified saviors. And check this out, the chronological order from alchemy to Wicca. Get yourself over there to that channel. And we travel as well on that channel. We travel all over this country. We've hit all 50 states. Okay? All 50. So get yourself over there. You know, the only place we haven't been to yet is Hawaii on that channel. But you want to go to the White House, we'll take you to the White House. You want to go to Philadelphia, where George Washington stayed at, we'll take you there. You want to go to the Mopop Museum in Washington, we'll take you there. You want to go to the Black Holocaust Museum in Milwaukee, we'll take you there. You want to go to the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, we'll take you there. You want to go to the Georgia Guidestones before they got blown up in Georgia, we would take you there. You want to go to Hilton Head in South Carolina, we would take you there. You want to go to North Carolina, we'll take you there to Chapel Hill. We'll take you to Duke University. We'll take you there on that channel, MOPOWERZ. We'll take you to Arizona. We'll take you to the ley lines in Langley, Washington. Yeah, where they have the vortexes at. Outrageous. If you've never been there, go. But they also got ley lines in Sedona, Arizona. Yeah, Sedona. So if you haven't been over to that channel, make sure you get over to that channel. We've been a lot of places. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame. Get yourself over there, MOPOWERZ, and enjoy those other 800 videos, including those audiobooks that we have left for you all to investigate and enjoy. And if you are into hip-hop, spoken word, R&B, independent movies, old school, Chicago style, get yourself over to my other channel, THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space, here on YOUTUBE, and you'll find Dion Cole, you will find Richard Pryor, you will find Lavelle Crawford, you will find Bernie Mac over there, you will find Diane Corder over there. We got a lot of people over there. We got Twister over there, we got Shauna over there, we got Common over there, we got Mecca over there, we got Crucial Conflict, Triple Darkness, Psychodrama, Affiliated Fellas, Mano, The Nomads, Ejilla Beats. Get yourself over there. Killer Bloodline, THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space, here on YOUTUBE. And make sure on your way out the door that you smash the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on YOUTUBE. And press those condiments, the like and the share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Thanks for viewing, you all. That's my time. Peace out and never give up on your DREAMS. We'll see you later.